Hey, Logan, it's Mark.
Hey.
How exciting is it I know you had your first fights here, but as your career has progressed, how exciting is it now to have more and more important fights in your home state?
Yeah, I think it's a special opportunity. At first, when I first started coming back home for fights, it was maybe a little more pressure, things like that. But now, if you look at fighting at the highest stage, how many guys get to fight in their home state, in their hometown, things like that. So it's a good opportunity, and I'm excited to go out there and put on a show for the fans on Friday.
Could you ever have imagined traveling the world with this new profession you've picked?
Yeah, starting out, I first really started doing MMA. I was an eighth grader, freshman, just playing around. Brock Lesnar being from my hometown to fighting on the world stage, winning a belt and, getting to travel all over the world. Like you said, I don't know if I could have imagined that as a young kid, but when I was older, maybe 21, 22, got done with college, I knew that I had the skills to go and be the best at this sport.
How do you prepare and how are you planning to prepare to come in on Friday against a guy like Brennan, who's all the definition of chaos?
Yeah, you have to know what you're going in against, and he's an athletic, explosive guy. He's going to bring the fight every single time. But I know where I'm good at. I'm good at my scrambles. I'm good at pushing the pace. And I really always find a way, from wrestling to now is I'm a competitor and I get to work with the best guys. I think I'm at the best gym in the world. And so you have to put a game plan together, and be ready for that. And so for me, after the Amosov fight, I went back to the drawing board, had to look myself in the mirror, answer the tough questions and get better. And so I'm excited to prove that on Friday.
Now, if you go in and do what you expect to do, the Amosov fight, obviously I know you want that back, but what statement can you show this weekend to let Bellator know, to let the division know, to let the champion know, I'm coming. I don't care about previous records. I want this fight. I want that belt.
Yeah, I think it's going to take probably two good victories and being dominant. Brennan's right there. If you look at the division, he can, we can all beat each other, but he's a problem for a lot of guys. And so I think a lot of people know that. And I didn't want to sit on the shelf and not fight and wait and wait and wait. I wanted to get in there and fight. And he's one of the best guys in the world. So to go in there and put a dominant performance on and finish a guy like that, that's a big statement.
Right over here, Logan. Also on the card, we have your Killcliff teammate and fellow Golden Gopher wrestling alum, Michael Blockus, making his professional fighting debut to kick off the show. What can you tell me about him? Are you expecting a victory and big things from him moving forward?
Yeah, so I helped recruit Michael to come to Killcliff after University of Minnesota. He lives with me now. And so I've gotten to see from when they came in, I think last year, they came in down and just played a little bit and didn't really go real hard rounds to see that evolution of him now. It's a completely different fighter. And so your first fight there's always going to be nerves, not very many people ever get in a cage and fight another human, let alone, he's a young kid at 22 but he's a competitor and, but it is different the first time you step foot in there. But I know that he's well prepared, wrestling at that NCAA level against the best guys in the world. So he's going to be, he's in good hands. We got him ready. But yeah, I'm excited to see his future.
I'm sure you'll make some time on fight night to watch that fight, right?
Yeah. So he'll be the first fight of the night. So yeah. I'm going to have to watch that one.
Since his return, your opponent, Brennan Ward, has managed to rattle off 3 consecutive wins, all victories coming by way of second round TKO. What is it about Ward's game that you believe has led him to have success within Bellator? I know you just spoke about his chaotic style and whatnot, but why won't he be successful against you? Why won't that work on Logan Storley?
Yeah, I think for me, each matchup is different, right? When I fought Gracie, I stood on the feet for 25 minutes and didn't play into his game. When I fought MVP, I took him down and beat him up, I'm a guy that has a game plan, right? We're detailed. I got the best guys in the world, and really comes down to I find a way to put myself in my positions, win my positions, and that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to find a way to get to my positions and win those positions.
This is a little off topic, but you did just mention the Neiman Gracie fight. I just wanted to ask you. I feel like that's one of my favorite, maybe top 5 Bellator fights of all time. You and Neiman Gracie. It was billed as the battle of ground supremacy. You guys didn't touch the ground maybe once or twice. Is that your favorite one of your own fights?
Yeah, I think for the step up, he was ranked number 3 or 4 at that time. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to go out there and just really prove everyone wrong, because a lot of people were saying stuff before that fight that was all wrestling. And I didn't have what it take to get to the next level. And so that was a fight where I just got to prove everyone wrong, got to let it all hang out, get in a absolute battle for 25 minutes. And so that was a lot of fun. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Last one. I promise this is the last time I'm gonna mention Mount Rushmore. I've done it a couple of times so far, but we are in South Dakota. I was wondering if you could tell me your Mount Rushmore of athletes from this great state of South Dakota, starting with yourself, hopefully.
Putting me on the spot. Well, you got Randy Lewis as an Olympic champ, Mike Miller, an NBA. Yep. You got Chad Greenway, played 13, 14 years with the Vikes, long time. You got Brock, former champ. What is that for? That's dang it. No, I think we've had 6 Olympic champs in wrestling from the state of South Dakota. We've had a lot of success in wrestling when it comes to, Lincoln McRae, guys like that. And then now if you just take a look at Sioux Falls, the little league team right now, 2 years ago, they got 4th place, I think. Right now they're in the championship of the Midwest. You look at the facilities around here, youth sports are getting better. Sports are getting better in Sioux Falls. We're getting more competitive. The state of South Dakota is getting more competitive. SDSU. So I think the state of South Dakota as a whole, is starting to figure out that, man, we can compete with anybody in the world. And we're not just worried about beating Minnesota or Iowa anymore. We want to beat everybody. And we have the facilities, you have the training, you have the guys. And so that's what I think is exciting for South Dakota in all sports, especially in the youth sports, is they're getting that opportunity to get taught by the best people in the world and have the facilities to do it. So I see it'll be fun to look back in 15, 20 years and talk about a Mount Rushmore and where these young kids, where they're at and start getting more people in professional leagues across all sports.
Hey, Logan, Patrick Dano with Combat Sports UK. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
Good. So all of Ward's finishes come in the first 2 rounds of the fight. Are you planning to test his cardio and drag him deeper into the fight?
Yeah. That's another thing. I just got done with 3 25-minute fights since I fought Gracie in February of, I don't know what it was, 21, 22, 20, was it 22? Yeah. So February 22, that's 75 minutes in the cage. That's a long time. And competing against, at that time, probably the top 4 guys in the world, 75 minutes. It's tough, but I've been in there, I've done it. And I don't think anybody's really made him wrestle super hard yet. And he's kind of bullied people, pushed him over. At the end of the day, this is fighting. Anything can happen, right? Anybody can get hit with anything. We're well aware of that. But when that doesn't happen and a guy doesn't fold over, well, then you're going to find out. You're going to find out who can push harder, who can continue to transition, get back on the feet. So that's where what I plan to do is I'm going to bring the fight to him. I'm going to push forward. I know he's going to be ready to throw down, and we're going to find out who can push harder for longer.
So alternatively, all of Ward's losses come by finish. Do you see yourself stopping this fight? And if so, how and what round?
Yeah, I do. For me, it's really, I got to get back to my finishes. And that's what I want to do. And that's a statement. That's proven why I'm ranked number 1 and to get back in that potential title fight. So that's what I got to do, is go out there and put a pace, make it exciting, and put this guy away.
last one for me. So you and Ward both fought on the same card back at Bellator 274. Did you guys interact at all? And if you did, what did you think of him? Did you see him as a potential opponent in the future?
No, I mean, we didn't have, you respect anyone that gets in that cage with you. I don't care what they say. You don't hate anybody that you fight. That's all BS because you respect them. And that's why you train for 8 to 10 weeks and get ready and cut weight and do things right. Because that guy has the potential to beat you. But yeah, when this fight got announced, I was excited. I didn't want to sit on the sidelines. I was ready to go. Knew it was a tough fight. And so now it's time to go get that done on Friday.
What's up, Logan? Dylan Napoleon here, New England MMA. What's it mean to you to be here in Sioux Falls? This is the second time you fought here, right, with Bellator, or a couple
Third time.
Third time. And yeah, basically, what's it like for you? This is a big time moment, headline in the card. I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of support out there.
Yeah, it's always it's nice to get to come back and put on a show for the people who have supported you. Most of my sponsors are from here. My friends, family, and people that, will send you messages and pictures and things like that of them watching the fight is from back here. Like this is my home. These are the people that have watched me since I've been a young kid, wrestling and winning state titles, right here. It's South Dakota, where I was born and raised. So for me, it's a big moment. It's to once again get to go out there and put on a great show for South Dakota and just prove everyone that like I said before, the best athletes can come out of the smallest places.
Cool. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Logan.
Thanks.